you can live a life in flow where your deepest heart's desires become reality. At SET2LOVE, we offer strategies and ideas on how you can stay out of crazy town. See, your human experience is meant to be lived with meaning, purpose, and creativity. You are here to contribute through your essence. We are best friends, moms, entrepreneurs, and above all, find our flow in assisting you to find yours. We come together weekday mornings to bring you ideas to fall deeper in love with your life and the journey that you are on. Take what works and ditch the rest, and always stay set to love. Thank you for being a part of this community. We're all designed to live in flow. So let's go. How do you deal with disappointment? Why do we even get disappointed? And how can we move forward when we do feel disappointed? That is the topic today on Set to Love. Welcome to another episode. Thank you so much for being here. I want to know, how do you deal with disappointment? So if you are watching right now, comment down below. Let us know, what are some of the strategies that you use when you feel disappointed? Let our audience know, share with each other. That's how we build community. Good morning, best friend. How are you today?
Doing good. Well, I would be lying. It was a weird morning this morning. So I'm here. I'm happy to be here. This is a distraction from my hectic morning, if I'm really honest.
Yes, I feel the same way. Isn't it so funny? We talked about, hey, let's talk about disappointment. And then yesterday, just my evening, it was like one thing after another. And I thought, this is so synchronistic that we're talking about disappointment. And here I am going down this disappointment spiral. And it wasn't even like one big thing, like, oh, I got really upset about this, or really felt angry or disappointed in this or that. It was just these little tiny things that kept building and building and building. And man, it really stinks feeling this way.
Well, I mean, disappointment really is just a part of life. We have to just give it its title. It's there. It's going to come and go. And, I think there are a few strategies that you can do when you have disappointments. And it's even like this morning when we first got on, before we started, just taking a breath and talking to you about it and acknowledging that it was there and that it was happening. It didn't take anything away other than I was heard. So I think one of the strategies is to talk it over with someone, the disappointments that you might be having, and somebody else's perspective of how they look at it might make you feel a little bit different. And then again, sometimes I think disappointment has to sit within us, and we have to, take a few minutes to really think about it and dissect it and say, am I overreacting? Am I, I did that the other morning. I mean, my sister had taken just stuff out of the car, but thinking everything in my car was my mom's. And I mean, she literally took everything out of my car, all my stuff, which meant I had to, and it was just really crazy, right? So I overreacted. I mean, I basically, I was just upset. And I'm like, Kim, you took everything out of my car. Like, how could you think that that's mom's, And anyway, so as a few minutes, you can be disappointed in yourself. I was kind of disappointed in myself, thinking that wasn't very loving. Like, she was trying to help, and then you give her a hard time. And so I do think sometimes even we can be disappointed in ourselves. So I kind of let it sit in. I realized that I overreacted. And then I called her up and I said, you know what? That was so sweet of you. In thinking about it, I just really overreacted, and I'm so sorry. So sometimes even simple things, we can overreact and realize, what a dummy.
Shelley, I love that you really, you're talking about acknowledging your feelings. So that's first and foremost, is like, yes, this is part of life. That doesn't help to just be like, it's part of life. Just deal with disappointment. Sorry. I mean, that's not helpful, but that's true. But so then really being reflective and
it's okay. Like when I feel those disappointment feelings, I'm like, yep, this is where I'm feeling right now. And I try not to let the disappointment turn into crazy town. Although that sometimes they go hand in hand, especially when you let that disappointment spiral just keep going. And then the one thing, and then the next thing, and then the next thing. And all of a sudden you're like, how did I end up here? So really reflecting, taking time to reflect. Why do I feel this way? Where is this coming from? I'm not a disappointment. The situation, something that happened might have been disappointing, but you have to be able to move forward. You have to be able to let that go. You have to be able to be like water and flow with the things that come into your life. And that's so hard to do, especially when the things are just coming at you. I mean, it's big things, big, huge disappointments, the traumatic ones. I feel like there's levels of disappointment, like littler things, and then there's these like really big things. But acknowledging it and then really spending time to be reflective, I think helps us to move forward. And just everything evolves. We're here to evolve. We're here to grow. And so those disappointments, I think, teach us how to have more patience, how to have more love, how to respond with more kindness down the road the next time something happens.
And I think sometimes disappointment has such major losses. When Brooke was getting ready to have her baby, and I always knew that I was going to get to be in that room and see my granddaughter born and all of that. And then COVID hit, and so many things, so many disappointments. We had no shower. And then I wasn't able to be in the delivery room. And so as time was going on, and I felt those disappointments of things that I could never get back. I can never get back the fact that I was not in the room when Harper was born. A dream that I've dreamt of, you know? But I think as time has gone on, I thought, what choice do I have? I can stay in, you know, not a pity party, but in the sadness of a sense of loss of something that was so important to me. To what's the next best thing I can do? Because to stay in this is not helpful, and it's just part of life. Things happen. Yes. And you know what I mean? I didn't even get
to when you're stuck in, we talked about this before too, when you get stuck in disappointment, when you get stuck in an expectation, like this outcome will happen. I will get that job. This relationship will work. I will be there for my grandbaby's birth. I will be able to spend Christmas with my family. You set these expectations. And then when those don't happen, life is not certain. And when we can approach life with I'm hoping I can do these things, but there are no certainties. And so it's when we set the expectations and then we hold on to that, we miss opportunities. There might be other ways that you could support, show up, or love. And you could be sitting angry, like I didn't get to have that opportunity. Or you can say, okay, well, what opportunities can I have given the circumstances that are out of your control? What could you do?
There was nothing you could do. I think what I could do was I kind of felt the feelings. I felt the hurt. You know, I acknowledged that it was all there. But then I said to myself, okay, what's the next best thing that I can do? And we had a phone conversation with everybody in the family on it. And we played games while she was in labor. And, you know, we really tried to stay apart and stay connected. And then beyond that, you know, a week after Brooke got home from the hospital, I did get to go and stay at the house and clean and cook and all those things that I had dreamt of. It just was a little bit later. It wasn't right when I had thought it was, but the experience, I still have memories with Harper and her birth and the whole situation. It's just really, how do you want to look at it? I didn't want to stay stuck in, I'm not going to get to be there, because it wasn't helping anyway. It was just making me feel worse. So
what would you say to someone who really gets stuck in disappointment for too long? I think we can get stuck in disappointment for too long. What would you say to someone who it's day one, disappointment? Okay. Then they go to sleep disappointed. They're waking up disappointed. When it becomes
really depression.
The perspective that they're looking at life through versus kind of disappointments pop in every once in a while, but it's not the lens that I look through life with. What would you say to someone who is feeling themselves going down that, well, this is like the fourth or fifth or week or 2 weeks or month or
I
year?
say reach out. Most
What advice would you give
importantly,
to me if that was me?
I would want you to reach out, and I would want to talk to you about it. I'd want to really understand where you're coming from and maybe give you a different perspective way of looking at it, or a solution to make it better, or to say what did you learn from this experience, because sometimes things are building blocks to, yeah, maybe you didn't get that job that you were next for the promotion, and then some young person comes in and just grabs the job which you've been waiting for 10 years. That's disappointment. But what can you learn from that? Maybe sometimes we need to self-reflect and say, it's going to make you better. It's almost like saying, in everything that's bad, there's something good. That's the way I try to think about it. Everything that's bad, there's a silver lining, and you may not know it that day, but as time goes on, you say, wow, that was really, even divorce. I learned so much about myself and how strong I am and how I can get through things, and have a friendship with my ex-husband. And, there's always good. And that was a painful time.
Mm-hmm.
So
that reminds me, and I don't know if you even know this, but before I got pregnant with the twins, I got pregnant. And I remember thinking was not planning on getting pregnant again. We had the 4 kids, and I remember getting pregnant, and then I was disappointed in myself for getting pregnant. So I was like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? Why did I, we weren't safe, whatever. So I was like, here we go, disappointed in that. And then come to find out there was no heartbeat, and then I was going to have a miscarriage. And then I was disappointed. Wow, I'm going to be sad about this in a second. Hold on. Then I was disappointed in myself. I was disappointed that this life wasn't going to come. And then I was also disappointed that I was pregnant. Like, what a crazy, it's like disappointment I can't believe I'm getting emotional about it, but it's disappointment can really just wreak havoc on your soul. And if you don't have a good friend or a coach or a parent or a sibling or someone that can help you shift your perspective and just sit with you with the sadness of the disappointment, it's tough. It's tough to get through. So it's so important that we're able to have people in our lives that can help us through difficult things and things that disappoint us and make us sad, because feeling sad alone for too long is just not good for any human. I truly believe that.
Well, I am so sorry, Eva. Knowing you as well as I do, I did not know that happened to you, but I can say that I know your heart, and, disappointment seems like that's just too final. Because there's so much more to that disappointment. Yes, maybe you were disappointed in yourself that you got pregnant again, but it doesn't mean that you wouldn't wholeheartedly have loved your baby.
Of course. And I know all of that, but you feel so guilty, in the moment. You're like,
yes,
oh.
But that's why it would be important that at that time you do talk to someone to help you to not be so hard on yourself for an instant. You know what I'm saying? It's like, even somebody we're talking about kids, but let's say somebody really wanted a boy and they find out they're going to have a girl. And at first they're so disappointed. Like, I wanted my girl.
That was me too.
Right?
And totally then thinking, I'm having a boy. Coleman's coming first. I already had the name. Coleman's coming first. Then I was like, wait, it's a girl. Okay, Emmy. And then I would never in a heartbeat switch it around or change it or anything. And then once they're here, you're like, okay, I got this.
So that's the silver lining.
Having a boy second, Shelley, I was like, how am I going to deal with a boy? I only know girl. I don't know how to do anything boy. And then I got 5 boys. So,
but how beautiful is that? So I guess for me, we're all going through lots of disappointments right now with this coronavirus going on, and people are missing, being able to be together for the holidays and whatever it might be. I would just say, try to dig deep and find some good. Do a Zoom call. and make it not just a Zoom call, even like how we are. Play games, really make, because after a while, when you get in a group of these Zooms, you forget that you're on Zoom. You're looking at that person. It's not exactly the same, but I'd love to help people to have a solution instead of staying in a place that's not so good.
Absolutely. Another good episode. I was not I'm such an ugly crier. I was not expecting to get emotional today, but hey, so such is going live and having candid conversations with your best friend. So I appreciate you. I love you. Thank you to our audience for being here today. I want to know how you guys deal with disappointment. So comment below if you have a strategy or if there's something that you're going through right now and you need a support. Our email is on the screen right now. It's SET2LOVE@gmail.com. Reach out to us. This is what Shelley and I love doing. We love helping people. We love being there, being that support, being there for women, guys too, but we're really good with women, and helping you through that disappointment, through that challenge, through that trauma, through the tough parts of life when you feel like, how am I going to do this? That's what we're so good at, giving you different perspectives and strategies and ideas and just being a support. And I think a lot of times that's just what people need, is they just need an invitation to seek support. And we are offering that to you. So reach out to us. We would love to be in your circle and help you. If you are feeling at all disappointed this holiday season, or whenever you're watching this, could be 3 years from now. So thank you so much for being on my show and listening today and being here. You guys are amazing. My best friend, Shelley, I love doing this with you. It makes me so happy. And I should say my show. I should say our show. This is definitely an hour. I love you so much. And I'm so grateful for you. Do you want to take us out?
And I just want to say,
oh, yes.
I just want to say one thing. As far as the guys go, you know what? I think we're really good with guys as far as helping them to break down their walls and let them be heard. So I don't want to.
You have 5 boys. I'm okay with boys.
I don't think it really matters if it's male or female. We can help you. We can love you. We can be vulnerable with you. And so, anyway, I love you, Eva. You're the best.
I love you too, Shelley. Thank you so much for being here every morning and for just committing to this process. Our 50th episode, our 50th live episode is going to be Friday. I'm still trying to convince my sister to come on.
Oh, I hope she does.
Hey, I have to put this up before we leave. Hold on. And then we'll leave. Oh, is it going to work? Look. Oh, I think you two ladies are doing is great. Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
This makes our day.
Yes.
All right. Love you
hugs.
guys so much. Thank you. You can find us at SET2LOVE.com. Have a great day. Stay set to love so you can flow for life. Hit the like button. Share this material. And Shelley,
hit the bell.
Hit the bell.